it's Nana once again. I kind of just wanted to recap on some things. Okay, not some things, just on one thing. And I'll talk about something else. Sorry. It's the morning. I need chapstick. I just brushed my teeth. Okay. So I did talk to the guy about, the term retarded. And he understands that I don't use it in a malicious intent, trying to make fun of anyone or talk about anyone who has a mental illness or disability. And he knows that, I take a conscious effort not to use the word. Sometimes it just comes out when, I'm just, you're just talking and, whoop. So, yeah, so he knows that, and the person that was making it super extra about it, just, forget what she had to, I'm forgetting what she even said, because it had nothing to do with her, and two, she's my manager, and she, tried to reprimand me in front of, 4 other people. Like, if you're gonna say something and reprimand somebody, you need to pull them to the side. And if you're a manager, you need to pull them to the side and be like, hey, you blah blah blah. And then I could have given her the whole story, and then she could have understood where we're coming from. But her just jumping to conclusions and stuff like that, and come to find out, she told the guy, after I walked away, to find better friends. And I was like, wow, that's really rude. And how are you going to pass judgment on something that has nothing to do with you? That's the whole big old issue. It has nothing to do with you. And it happens a lot at this job, actually, because there was another instance. I know I can be nosy or whatever, and I hear something and I'm like, oh my god, and I go talk to people about it. But the one thing that I don't like is I try not to be rude. I know I can be rude because I'm very straightforward, and it can come off as rude. So I try to soften it up a little bit, but it doesn't always work. But just being straight out rude on purpose is just another thing. Like this one time, one of the coworkers that I was talking to, he unfortunately left. Now I ain't got nobody to talk to because he sat next to me. Me and him him and I were talking about what's shown on the news in America versus the rest of the world. And usually in America, they just, show on the news anything that pertains to that region, and they might show you some other stuff that, has to do with the rest of the state or the rest of the United States. But they don't really show you what's going on, in, other countries that much. I mean, they do if they're big, but if they're something, insignificant, they don't show you. And so we were talking about that, and then the guy that I was talking to, he had a semester abroad in Europe. I believe it was England, to be exact. I'm not 100% sure about that. I know it was in Europe, though. He was like, yeah, I know. When I was out there, a lot of people would ask me about Donald Trump. And all he said was, ask me about Donald Trump. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, because, everybody was interested. I was going to say everybody was interested in that. And then probably that was going to be the end of it. But this other guy that sits behind me is going to turn around and be like, can we not talk about politics in the workplace? And I'm like, I didn't say anything, but because I was, irritated as soon as he started talking. But the other guy was like, well, I was just saying, and then he's like, I'm serious. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna turn around and go back to work, because one, we weren't talking to you, and two, we weren't talking about politics. Donald Trump's name and anything political came up once. We were talking about the news. that can be a political platform, but we were just talking about the news, and we weren't talking about anything political. Like, things shown on the news don't always have to be about politics. You know, natural disasters are not about politics. I mean, the aftermath can be about politics, but, you know, the actual natural disaster happening, or, you know, somebody setting something on fire, you know, it's just a crime or a natural disaster. We were just talking about the news. So, yeah, I don't talk to that guy anymore, because, how are you gonna be rude and, you know, not, you know, like that to that extent, and not, you know, at least apologize? But now he don't talk to me either, but I don't care. I'm sorry, that was rude. If you apologize, and, you know, we talk about it, then I'll be like, okay, fine, whatever. But until then, I'm good. I'm good on a lot of people. Another, you know, actual friendship that kind of ended was with this one girl that I knew for 3 months or whatever. We worked together for 3 months, and we were hanging out a little bit after. We wanted to, you know, start a podcast together, and, you know, we were getting it going and all that. But we went to, I had plans for a while to go to Long Beach Pride. And so I was going with my mom, and, you know, I think some family members had said something about going, so they might have been coming too. So I was definitely going with my mom. And the chick, when I said something about it at work, she was like, oh, I want to go. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Later we came up with the podcast idea. She's like, yeah, we could do this, we could do that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that works too. I guess she completely forgot that I was coming with my mom or whatever, or what, even though I did remind her that day, asking her for the address for the exact location for Long Beach Pride. So yeah, so I asked her so the day comes, and, you know, I'm there with my mom and my cousin, and we couldn't find it, so I was like, oh, I'm going to, I can't find the address, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't even, I wasn't looking on the right place on the website. So she's like, oh, yeah, I got the address, here's the street, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, thanks. It didn't really help out. I ended up finding it on there, so it worked out. But she was like, who are you? Are you coming by yourself, or who are you coming with? I'm like, I'm with my mom and my cousin. So we get there at 2 something, and then she texts me. She's like, oh yeah, if you want to come, I'm bar hopping already. I'm like, no, I'm going to Pride like I said I was 4 months. I'm like, my mom and my cousin is here. I'm not gonna ditch them to go bar hopping with you. I'm sorry. And also, before that, all that happened, a friend of mine that I've known for a year was like, oh, hey, let's go out, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hell yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. And so I kind of had, if everything went to plan, I would have went to Pride, hung out with that chick, and then I would have went into the club with my other friend. And so, actually, this is the day that, you know, the black girl thing came up. He was like, it's because you're black. And I'm like, I'm not just black. Anyway, so yeah, what was I at? Oh yeah, so I ended up, you know, staying later at Pride than I thought I was. And then, you know, since she had been, you know, drinking since 2 o'clock at the very least that I knew about, I'm like, okay, she's probably drunk by now, and if she's still out, she's not going to be able to do anything that we planned to do in the first place, or if she does try to do anything, it's going to be a little messy because she's drunk. And so I was like, that's thought process in my head, so I was like, you know what, it's late, and I'm still going to go meet with the old dude, so I left Pride, and I just went to go meet with my friend in Pomona, I believe it was. So, you know, I went clubbing, and when I got there, the chick had texted me again, and she's drunk text. Like, stuff was spelled wrong, things were together, and all that. She's all like, oh, we're at this drag bar, you come through if you want, blah, blah, blah. I didn't message her back because, you know, it was 9 o'clock. And like I said, I believe she had been drinking since like 2. So, like, that was a good, you know, 7 hours. She most likely took breaks in between for health reasons. But, you know, in the text message she sent me, I'm like, girl, you're probably going to be going home soon if you're not on your way home already by the time I'm reading this text message. So I just didn't respond. There was no point. To me, there was no point. And so, you know, I went my clubbing and I came home and I chilled out that Sunday because, you know, I had been walking around at Pride for like 6 hours, and I went clubbing for an hour. Like, ooh, I was tired. Anyway, so I hung around on Sunday at home, and I didn't message her then on Sunday because, you know, she said she had some family thing to do because it was her birthday weekend. So she had, you know, family plans on Sunday. So I was like, whatever. So then Monday comes around, and, you know, before that whole thing went down, we would send each other, you know, advertisements for like clubs or parties or any event or anything like that. Just be like, ooh, that would be fun if we go to this, and oh, look at this, and blah, blah, blah. So we would send them back and forth to each other. So I sent her one, and she never responded. I'm like, okay, whatever, maybe she's busy, it's Monday, you know, she's getting ready to go, blah, blah, blah. So then come find out later in the week, one of my coworkers that was also in contact with her, is in contact with her, he's still in contact with her. They still talk, but no, she don't talk to me. But anyway, they still talk. He was all like, she thinks you're mad at her. I'm like, why would she think I'm mad at her? And I totally forgot about messaging her. So I'm like, why would she think I'm mad at her? Like, that makes no sense at all. So then I kept on thinking about that. But, you know, I had to go back to work. And so I couldn't, you know, dwell on it. So then, like, you know, on my way home, I was thinking about it. So then I talked it over with my mom. And she's all like, and then I remembered, you know, sending her a message. I was like, wait, I sent this girl a message and she never responded, and now she going around telling people I'm mad at her. Like, what are you talking about? And so, like, after that, I'm like, okay, if you really got some issue or you think I have some issue, you should, like, be like, hey, what's up? So I just waited like another week after that to see, you know, so this is a 2-week gap. So I waited another week to see if you know, she would reach out or anything, and she didn't. And come to find out, talking to the dude a couple days ago, he was all like, yeah, no, like, I was talking to him, I'm like, okay, so she thinks I'm mad at her, but she's not like, what's wrong? So that means she has an issue with me. And so if she has an issue with me, she can, you know, reach out to me about it, because I don't have no problem with her. If, you know, if it was like, if I had seen her, I'd be like, okay, what's up? Why are you like ignoring me? Or why did you ignore me? And stuff like that. You know, I would confront her about it. But, you know, I'm not gonna be chasing her on her phone where she could just straight up ignore me, like, and stuff like that, because it makes no sense. Like, if she was in my face, then I would be like, what's up? But, like, she gonna have to reach out to me through, you know, technology, because I'm not gonna have her, like, you know, me trying to see what the hell is up and, you know, her ignoring me. So, yeah, that works. Yeah, so if she reaches out to me, I'll be friends with her again. Well, I never even stopped being friends with her. She just, you know, feels like she mad about something, or I'm mad about something. Even though I did send her an advertisement, you know, right after the whole incident that I'm supposed to be mad about. But anyway, so unless I see her, or she reaches out to me herself, you know, through technology, it's gonna be at a stalemate. because like I said, I'm not going to chase her on social media just for her to ignore me. I won't ignore her, but she might ignore me because she feels some type of way. And like I said, if I ever like saw her face to face, I would say something, be like, what's your issue? So yeah, that's that. So I told you guys about, 3 times. See, I don't know if it's me or if it's, the other people or my reaction to the other people. I don't have a lot of people to talk to. They just fall off sometimes. Like, I know that friendship shouldn't be something you have to feel like you have to keep up or whatever. But, like, I don't know, nobody be inviting me nowhere. I'll just be sitting at home. Like, if I got invited places, I would invite people more places. Or maybe I should go places and invite people, and then they'll start inviting me back. I don't know. What's your guys' thoughts? Because I have a lot of people that I know, and that, at points in times that I've been, friends with, and, we messaging all the time, but then, it stops. And I know, people have lives and all that, but, people be texting. Like, I see people around me. My mom be texting people more than I do. It's my mom. She be talking to people more. And I'm like, okay, is it just me? Because my mom and my siblings be talking to people all the time, and I'm just like, what are you doing on your phone? I'm watching YouTube. I'm not even talking to anybody. I'm watching YouTube, or looking on Instagram or Snapchat, something else on the internet. I'm like, why can't I talk to a human being? Like, is it me? Am I too weird or what? So if anybody has any advice on how to get, hang out with people more, because I'm always willing to hang out. Like, I love, unless I'm broke. And I hate last minute crap. I have a friend who keeps on trying to invite me places last minute. Like, a couple weeks ago, I was going to the Bay Area for the weekend, and I think he texted me on Wednesday or Thursday and was like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, I'm leaving town. And he was like, oh, go to Vegas. I'm like, dude, I'm going to San Francisco. Like, I have plans. Like, I'm not just leaving town for the hell of it. I mean, I could, but, I wasn't just leaving town for the hell of it. And I was just like, why are you always inviting people, last second? Like, for real. It's like, send me a message a week or 2 in advance. Oh, wow, an accident. Was it an accident, or they just stopped? Oh, it looks like they just stopped. So that's crazy over there. I guess a van is stopped, and it's causing a little traffic because everybody got to go around him at the stop sign of the freeway exit. Stoplight at the freeway exit. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a video. I believe I'm going to make a video about just the traffic. Not traffic. Driving styles of, Orange County and Newport Beach, because, I be almost dying because people don't care. I'll get more into that. I do have I have one video plan, pretty much set. I just need an actual date where we're gonna film it. Once we get closer to that, I'll start dropping more hints about that, and what the video is about. So yeah, I have the person, we just need the time, and we have the topic. I have the person and the topic, I just need the time. I have 2 things set up like that. I have the people and the topics, but I need the time. And I'm going to set up a whole bunch of stuff. So you guys, just wait and see. We're going to talk about, different perspectives on things. I want to get, the old, the new, the white, the black, the Asian, the Middle Eastern, whatever. I want, everybody's perspective to be out there. I want everybody to know the different things that the different people gone through from the different regions. Of at least California at first. If I connect with other people, from other states, there we go. But yeah, so please look forward to all that. And then please, watch this, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.